Hello everyone, this is Mr. Adamson. We're going to talk about how to divide fractions. And with dividing fractions, the catch is we don't divide fractions. We turn division problems into multiplication problems with what I call keep it, flip it, flip it. Now what that looks like is a problem like the very first one in your packet, number 13, 2 divided by 2/3. We're not going to divide. We're going to turn this into a multiplication problem with keep it, flip it, flip it. We're going to keep the first number, 2. We're going to flip division to its opposite, the opposite of division being multiplication. And we're going to flip 2/3 on top of itself to its what's called its reciprocal of 3/2. All right. Now think back to the activity we did on Friday. We were able to prove that keep it, flip it does work. All right. Now, 2 is a whole number. Can't use it as is. I'll turn it into a fraction by quite simply just putting it over 1. Now, before I go, let's look for any common factors in either direction. So I can divide by 2 here, top and bottom. So I'll divide top by 2 and divide the bottom by 2. Remember, whatever you do to the top, you got to do to the bottom. All right, multiply straight across, and you will get an answer of 3/1, or just simply the whole number, 3. All right, next up we have problem 14, 7 divided by 7/8. All right, I'm trying to figure out how many times 7/8 will go into 7. So how many of these fit into that? 7/8's pretty close to 1. So I'm going to guess this answer is going to be like maybe around 8, 9, something around about there. Alright, so I'm going to keep it, flip it, flip it. I'm going to keep the first number. I'm going to flip division to its opposite, which is multiplication, and I'm going to flip 7/8 on top of itself. 7/8 would become 8/7. Now 7 as it stands, whole number, can't use it. I'm going to turn it into a fraction quite simply by putting it over 1. Now look diagonally both ways. For common factors, look at those 7s. We can divide those out. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Multiply straight across. You get an answer of 8/1, or just quite simply 8. So how many 7/8 fit into 7? 8 of them do. 8 of them do. Next problem, 9 divided by 3/4. Let's keep it, flip it, flip it to find out how many 3/4 will fit into 9. 3/4 is a little bit less than 1, so the answer is definitely going to be more than 9. Maybe 10, 11, 12, might even be as many as like 15, round about there. But if I get an answer of 1, something's wrong. Or if I get an answer of 30, something's wrong. So let's keep it, flip it, and flip it. We're going to turn 3/4 into 4/3. And now 9 here, the whole number, can be turned into a fraction by putting it over 1. Let's look for some common factors diagonally. Whatever's you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So this way we'll divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Multiply straight across. The answer is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. 12/1, or quite simply just 12, which is right where we thought it would be. That's good. All right, drop down to the bottom of the page. Let's look at just flat out fraction division, no whole numbers here. Still, the rule holds though. We're going to keep it, flip it, flip it. Very important that we keep the first number. Don't just flip everything. We don't flip everything. We keep the first number. Okay. Keep 7/8. Keep 7/8. We're going to flip division to its opposite, which is multiplication, and we're going to flip 2/3 is going to become 3/2. And now we've turned this division problem into a multiplication problem. We're going to look for common factors, then multiply straight across. There are no common factors here. 7 won't go into 2, 3 and 8 don't share any common factors. So we're just going to multiply straight across and see what we get. 7 times 3, 21. 8 times 2, 16. Alright, now this is an improper fraction, so we got to turn that back into a mixed number. 16 will go into 21 one time with a remainder of 5, and the fraction we're dealing with is 16ths. So the answer is 1 and 5/16. Alright, next problem. On this page here, 23, 1/2 divided by 4. Now we're trying to see how much of 4 will fit into 1/2. Think about that for a second. It doesn't really make sense. We're trying to cram a much bigger number down into 1/2. We're saying how much of 4 fits in 1/2? Not very much. Not very much. It's going to be a very, very small answer. All right. In order to use 4, however, we're going to have to put that over 1. Okay. Now we can keep it, flip it, and flip it. 4 over 1 will become 1 over 4. And no common factors to worry about here, so we'll just multiply straight across. Top times top, 1. Bottom times bottom, 8. The answer is 1/8. Makes sense when you think about it. How much of 4 fits into 1/2? Well, just a small part of it. Only 1/8 of 4 will fit into 1/2. And finally, number 24, last one on this page, 2/5 divided by 3/4. We're taking a larger fraction and trying to see how much of it will fit into a smaller fraction. We won't even be able to get one group of 3/4 out of 2/5. So the answer here is also going to be a fraction less than 1. If it's not, you did something wrong. Keep it, 2/5, flip it, division becomes multiplication, and flip it. 3 over 4 will become 4 over 3. Alright, let's look for some common factors here before we get going. Nope. Prime numbers this way, and 4 and 5 don't share any common factors other than 1, but that won't help us. So we'll multiply straight across, but at least our answer will be in simplest form. Answer is 8/15, which is exactly what we thought. It'd be a pretty smallish fraction.